It's Thinking Thursday. Are you ready to put your thinking caps on? Okay, get your thinking caps on. Do you have just one egg? Because that's all you need for this experiment. One egg. Now, I probably wouldn't pick it up yet, so let's put it down. And this, maybe your mommy has some at home from cleaning, or maybe she just doesn't, and that's okay. If you don't have something called white vinegar, then that's okay. You can just watch Miss Kristen do it. You're gonna need a glass, or I'm gonna need a glass, and my white vinegar, and my egg, which I can't pick up right now. Okay, here we go. We're going to take our vinegar and pour some into the cup, but not too much. So what you need is just a little bit on the bottom to get you started. Look, it looks like water. It looks like you could use water for this experiment, but you can't. So you're gonna have to use vinegar if you actually want to do it right. Now, I have a cushiony little bed, this line of water, for the egg to land in. Because if I drop it from a long way down, it's going to do what? It's going to crack. And that's not what we want. We want today to create something called a bouncy egg experiment, okay? Now, bouncing doesn't mean bouncing in this cup. It means it'll happen later. So gently, I'm gonna drop it in. Okay, it didn't crack. But do you see already the bubbles coming up? The bubbles are coming up because it's starting to react with what is in there already, which is that vinegar. Now, is my egg covered with with vinegar? Yes. So I don't need to add more vinegar. So we have enough. And that's all you have to do, boys and girls. That's it. But the only thing is that you have to wait now for 24 hours. Do you know what that means? It means all day and all night until this time tomorrow, okay? So a good place to put this is maybe up in the corner of the kitchen, not in the cabinet because you don't want it to spill, not in the fridge because you don't want it to spill, just in a special place. Maybe even put it on top of a paper towel and wait with me. And we're going to wait 24 hours. Get your parents to help you to tell you what time it will be tomorrow, and then we'll see what happens with our bouncy egg. This is gonna be so fun for an Easter science experiment with eggs. Now, this egg has been in this vinegar for almost 24 hours. I would say like a little bit less, like 22 hours. And so I'm gonna reach down in and check it out and see. Oh my goodness, this egg, there's no shell. Boys and girls, there is no shell on this. The bubbles, the rough surface that you see, is not anything from the shell. It's kind of bubbly from the vinegar. Oh my goodness, look. That line right there is just a tiny little bump, but it's not shell. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's squishy. Feel it? Oh my goodness. Now you've got a couple of little specks of stuff. I'm sure that's the shell that's come off. Oh, I had something on my thumb, so it kind of bled onto the egg there a little bit. But this is just one of the clear eggs. Oh my gosh, look. This is so exciting. Now, let's get super sciencey. The shell of an egg is made of calcium carbonate. When you place the egg in the vinegar, you see bubbles, which is the chemical reaction of the acid in the vinegar reacting with the calcium carbonate to produce carbon dioxide. You'll also notice that the egg gets larger as it sits in the vinegar. Look, it's a little bit bigger, isn't it? That's because some of the vinegar is absorbed in the egg through its semi-permeable membrane. Now, do you want to see something really cool? You could actually scratch this off so that it's almost completely clear and still squishy. Now, roll that beautiful bouncy pudding. So, the egg didn't crack. How about with an uncooked egg? Uh-oh. Oh well. Oh yeah. You know Miss Kristen had to bump up this experiment. After all, it's Easter, right? So we have all the colors of the rainbow. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet, pinkish. What Miss Kristen did was we took the vinegar and we stirred it up with some food coloring. And then we mixed it in really good to where it was the color that we needed it to be. And then we dropped our egg in. Are you ready to find out what happens? Okay, here we go. Feel it. There's egg shells. That's a little bit harder. Oh! Oh! Now you know the surprise. Look, on the inside it's not a boiled egg. That's what makes it squishy and bouncy. Oh, I did the pink one. It's okay. That was the one that taught us our lesson. Okay, so that's a lot of a mess, but I do want you to be able to see the squishy egg membrane. That's what all of them look like. Okay, so as you can see, some of the balloons, they do look like balloons, don't they? Some of the eggs didn't survive. Miss Kristen did several just to make sure. The pink one you saw, but look, this is the membrane, and it really showed up, I think, on the blue one. Look at how shiny that is on the inside. Okay, so this is what is holding that egg in together, and then the shell is on the outside. And what we did was we dissolved the shell. Are you ready to see my favorite egg? It's between this one and the green one. You see how this part is? If you put it underwater, you can kind of scratch, gently scratch this off. But look, isn't that beautiful? That is so green. Are you ready for bouncy eggs? 1, 2, 3.